Oh, there we go. I just want to thank everyone who's been watching my channel. And today we'll do some grooving academically. You heard the song, but you'll be wondering, is it a party day? Is it a party podcast, a party episode? What is it really? We are going to talk about art, especially music, or particularly music and academia. That is what it's all going to be about. It's going to be short. I'll try to keep it as short as I can. Now, why even talk about music and academia? Well, music is part of academia for a start. When you go to universities, you have music departments, and music is studied. It's a discipline on its own within academia. It's part of art, and so you wouldn't be surprised that we have to talk about it. And I want to give a shout out to my academic colleagues who are within the music, arts music discipline. I think that you do not get quite a lot of credit for the work you do. No, I take that back. I take it back, put it in my pocket. The real thing that I wanted to say, or to put it in a better way, is that I think that musicians, not necessarily academics, but musicians who are artists, the Beyoncé's, Rihanna's, Michael Jackson's, Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg. Can I go on? Notorious B.I.G., Tupac Shakur. Okay, I just leave it at that. I'm old school, so you would understand that I played these songs. I think that to some extent, they do not get as much credit for what they do. Now, I'm not talking about the songs that talk about ni and f, that's not the point. But even these artists do present to us songs in whatever form that come with very strong message, more direct, sound bites, visual message in terms of their video production about some of the things, and in most cases the same things that we spend our time researching and writing about. If writing is a means of dissemination, you would assume that music definitely is another means of dissemination. One involves more of text, and the other involves more of sound and motion pictures. Now tell me, if I want to teach my child about sustainability, my 12-year-olds, do you think they would understand it best in text or in sound? I leave that up to you. It depends on which skills they have. Listening skills, sight skills, seeing the right things on the screen and interpreting them accordingly, or textual skills. But I think that text can be pretty difficult. So in a way, I believe that musicians do their utmost best in certain cases to transmit or disseminate what we write in text in visual forms and sound bites. And I don't think we give them credit in terms of citation and all that. And that is what we are going to talk about today. So we're going to groove academically, but not in party form. You get it? One of the objectives of this particular episode would also, if we have to give them credit, how do we give credit in academia? Citation. I want my friends, my colleagues to get my opinion on this, but also I want anyone who's out there who does not normally cite music, information gained through music, in their works for that person to know how to cite them. So for a start, I want to appreciate scholars who are in the music discipline. I want to appreciate artists who give us vibes, help us change our moods naturally and artificially, and most importantly, those that actually give us core messages that many of us will struggle to read, but rather they present it right in front of our eyes for us to grasp. An example is an artist, late artist, that many love and many love to hate. Who's that? MJ, King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Now, for you activists out there, before you start coming at me, I am talking science here. I'm talking reality. I'm not here to check gossip tabloids about what they write about people and what they said about people, what is alleged and what is not alleged, and what is real and what is unreal. I am simply here to give you an example of how an artist has contributed to what we do in academia, but does not get much credit for it. And then later on, I will talk about how to give that credit to other artists. So, Michael Jackson is an enigma. He was talented. I mean, this is a guy, you can't just take it away from him, right? For me, as at the time, my family was still tapping me on the back and saying, you must go to school. And when I was still scoring 0 over 100 in primary 1, at Michael Jackson's age, he was already singing, being able to read, memorize, stand in front of people, and deliver messages. And many artists go through this. So don't come at me yet. Relax. Michael Jackson is just what we call in academia a case study. Don't kill me for my case study. So using Michael Jackson as a case study, we know that this guy has done so many things. He invented leg walks. He invented falling over in different forms in terms of dances, but that's not the issue. The issue is the message in his music, or at least in some of his music. So in August 31, 1987, Michael Jackson released the song Man in the Mirror. This song had a duration of 5 minutes, 18 seconds. 5 minutes, 18 seconds, and it was released in his Bad album in 1987. The song was all about peace, our children, in the world, the environment. 1987. No one gives this guy credit. You will see his videos, trees are falling around, and he's talking about the trees being put back. Deforestation and afforestation. This guy does not get credit for it. However, one of the most cited works in development practice, in development literature is, our common goal. That's what we call the Broadlands Report of the same year, 1987. And this is the report that is termed World Commission on Environment and Development, with a focus on sustainability. It was published by Oxford University Press in October 1987, about 383 pages. You know how these reports, we love to write reports. In fact, the ISBN number is 0192828080X. World Commission on Environment and Development on Sustainability is the most cited. Michael Jackson, in August of the same year, that is September, October, 2 months or 1 month before the release of this report, had already given the world, preached to the world in his music, Man in the Mirror, that we should look at ourselves and talk about how we change the world for sustainability. Looked at it from environmental, social, as well as economic dimensions. Go and watch the video, the official video. But academics are always citing sustainability. I mean, sustainability is one of the most abused and disabused terminologies in academia, in the world. Sustainability, even former president of the United States, George Bush, during the invasion of Afghanistan, said this will be a sustainable war. So now we talk about sustainable wars, we're talking about sustainable love, we're talking about sustainable peace, we're talking about sustainable... What can you not talk about? From the environmental perspective, Michael Jackson gave us a music where he gave us the message. But yet we do not cite it. We only cite what is in print. And I think that's a disservice to talent. It's a disservice to our artists who work hard not only to transmit what is in text for us in visual form, for us to understand and to be disseminated to every corners of the world. We're doing a big disservice to them. So I'm here trying to say, let's give credit to all those that deserve it. I'm not done yet. Michael Jackson also released Heal the World. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. You know, just check it out. When you go and watch that video, you would also see that this young man, late young man, oh, he was young then, right? But he died a middle-aged man. So the late Michael Jackson at that time, and this was 1991, 1992, when he released Heal the World, and this was in his Dangerous album. Don't mind the word dangerous. That was in his Dangerous album, and he released Heal the World, preaching to the entire world, not just for peace, but again for environmental sustainability, social sustainability, economic sustainability, focusing on the global south, what we all talk about in social science, in ecological science, social ecology, environmental management. This man gave it to us at our fingertips in visual and soundbite. Who cites him? Not many. In fact, I haven't read a scholarly work where music is cited. But I do know people who did PhDs in music, and some who actually disseminated their thesis in music form. But we do not cite them. Still Michael Jackson. In 1995, he particularly released the song Earth Song. Earth Song. All completely focused on sustainability and environmental sustainability. Nobody cites him. Instead, we talk about, what we read in the tabloids, and things like that. And I'm not here to talk about what is true and what is not true. In fact, it's just behind me. But what I'm trying to say is, these are contributions from, and Michael Jackson, again, is a case study. There are many others, but this is just a contribution from an artist. And you can see that part of his works actually precede our most cited work, which is the one on sustainability, the Brundtland's report. The report produced, World Commission on Environment and Development. I'm just making this comparison for you to see that we should be doing better. Just because you all are seated in your comfortable seats with your paper and pen, your keyboards, writing, does not mean. Many a times you listen to the music While you're writing, you're listening to this music and you don't give them any credit. So I think we do quite a lot of disservice to artists, and we should be much more balanced in a way, in how we give credit. For instance, the APA citation style, version, all versions actually. I mean, I think the latest version is the version 7, the edition 7. They all have formats for citing artworks. So you better learn to do that. Otherwise, we are all plagiarizing. We are all plagiarizing. Because I know some people also listen to songs and use information from the song to curate their objectives and methodologies and all that in the academic work, but never give anyone credit. So, I've given you an example about the works of Michael Jackson that actually hit at the core of sustainability, even some preceding, our actual literature, the global literature on sustainability, and yet gets no serious credit. Now, let's assume that I've converted some academics here, or at least those who haven't committed the sin of copying music without, giving the artist credit. If you are listening now, I want to give you an example of how to cite music. So what I'm trying to say now is that I want to give myself, my colleagues out there, and anyone who's watching a way to cite literature when it involves art, particularly music. So I will start by softly blasting a little music just to let you know what the music is about, and then we'll do the citation. Here we go. I'm going to show you how to cite this music. By the way, this is the happening music at the moment. The song done, written and done, cooked up and delivered to the world by Uzochukwu Michael Ikechukwu. Chilla. You can call him Chilla Boy. I just want to give a shout out to Chilla Boy and all his fans out there, because first and foremost, this chap comes from where I come from, in Nigeria, Abia State. And there's a link to this song again to Academia. The chap is also currently in my university from where I graduated in Nigeria. So he's a student and he did this very beautiful song. And one more, the song is all encompassing. You can pianize it, you can Afro-funk it, you can popularize it, however you want to use those terminologies. This guy has just dropped it there for people to enjoy. And most importantly, the hook, the chorus, is in my native language, Igbo. So if you're wondering why I had to choose this song rather than others, it is purposive sampling. I chose it because I understand it. So what is it that I want to tell you? So the point I want to make actually is that for a song like that, forget about the message. It's a song. So let's say that this song, what it's talking about is it's like someone who's heartbroken and is appealing to a guy is heartbroken, is appealing to his to his lady and to understand, but at the same time reflecting on the relationship. So one of the hook is my darling, what have I done to you? And let's say that I were to use one of the message in the song, then I have to cite it. And to cite music, you have to, if you want to cite a song, for instance, and particularly in APA 7th edition, you have to include the songwriter's name, the dates of the song title, and the record label, as well as the album title. And yeah, that's all it takes. Just like you cite other people when you read their works. That's just the way it is. So for this song, because the name of this artist, the studio name is Chilla. So, and this song was released, I think, 26th of March 2025. This song should be cited, and you need to watch the screen, as Chilla 2025. My Darling, in brackets, song, full stop. The name of the album, in this case, also My Darling, in bracket, album. And then the name of the producer, and in this case is Chilla Music / 222 Enterprise. That's how it works. I think I will stop here. That's all I wanted to show you. Artists contribute to the work we do, either by innovating them, but in most cases, what they do, even in most cases, if you allow me to repeat most cases, again, most cases, is that they help to disseminate the message of peace, message of love. We should be citing them. With that said, I'd like to thank you. I also like to thank everyone there, all artists, whether, all talented people who somehow pushes out some knowledge that we all use in the classroom, or help us disseminate the knowledge we produce, in the classroom. I want to thank all of you, but I also want to thank, all academics who are listening, but I just want to say, let's do better. Let's give credit to whom credit is due. And then for all the groovers out there, get on and enjoy yourself and groove. Life, they say, has no duplicates. It's only one life. Better enjoy it. With that said, please do get your friends, get your family members, get them to subscribe to my channel. This channel is meant for everyone, whether you work in the office, you work on the road, wherever you are, whether you're a professor, you're a student, or, whatever you are, the channel is for you. There's always something that I will do. If only you can listen and watch from the beginning to the end. You find out that each segment of every episode appeals to a specific segment of the society. That said, I love you and thank you. Bye.